What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. The Sixers, they get a really convincing victory over the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, and especially with everything that was going into the game and during the game, actually, too, because obviously we all know we don't have James Harden. He's injured for a month and all that, and you're going into this game without Tobias Harris, and then halfway through the game, right before the half ends, you lose Tyrese Maxey to a foot injury where it looked like he rolled his left ankle and he was really just having trouble getting comfortable taking his free throw shots. He was limping all over the place. You know, Shake Milton had to take a foul so he can just get out of the game to get into the locker room to get everything checked out. He didn't return to the game, so this was basically just a one-man mission from Joel Embiid. He also got a lot of help, too. George Niang was really good off the bench. Shake Milton gave you some really important minutes as well. House was actually good getting into the starting role today. So it was a really good, convincing victory, especially with, the injuries that you had coming into this game. And then also with, with the way Tyrese Maxey was even playing, too. He had 24 points in that first half. He had 24 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, one turnover, 1 block. Tyrese Maxey was everything for you in that first half, and then he goes down with the injury. Then it's basically Joel Embiid's turn to take over the game. It also helped you out pretty much that Giannis, he sucked at the free throw line today, and he was ugly. If you looked at Giannis's stats from beyond the beyond the charity stripe, he was 4 for 15 from free throw. The Sixers fans got their really good taste of the Chick-fil-A nuggets that they get. What was it, like a brickin' for nuggets or something like that? I forget what it's called. But yeah, Giannis was terrible going to the line today. And basically, it was just a really good, convincing victory for the Sixers. That's basically all that matters. They were really good shooting today, especially from the three-point line. They shot 46%. They shot 51% in total from the field. And Joel Embiid, basically, in that second half, basically did what he had to do. And especially if you're going to guys like George Niang as well off the bench, he had 17 points off there in 30 minutes, 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. 3 rebounds, 1 steal. Shake Milton in 31 minutes had 15 points. He was 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. He had 3 rebounds, 6 assists. But if you look at Joel Embiid's night in total, 32 points, 37 minutes played, 12 of 26 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks. He had 5 turnovers, but overall, Joel Embiid, stepped up after the Tyrese Maxey injury. And hopefully this situation with Tyrese is, just okay. And hopefully this is nothing that's going to linger on over the next few games. Maybe he gets a rest tomorrow because I do know they play a back-to-back, so they play tomorrow night as well. So maybe do we see Tyrese Maxey get a day off just so he can rest that ankle up? And it kind of does suck too because you had 4 days off going into this game for a lot of other people to get rested up coming into this, and then Tyrese just, unfortunately rolls his ankle at the end of that first half, driving the basket. It looked like he stepped on one of the Bucks' shoes, and he just rolled his ankle, just landed awkwardly, and he was limping, basically he went behind the basket, just like toppling over, and he was limping up the steps, coming back down, limping to get to the free throw line to take his shots. And it was just, it looked ugly a little bit. So I really hope this entire thing with Tyrese is okay. I want to see if there's any updates on Twitter as well, just to see if Doc said anything after the game. So yeah, he will be getting an MRI. So, Jesus. So Doc Rivers said this after the game. He is in a boot after the injury. He does not know if he will be good right away. So this is from John Clark of NBC Sports Philly. So this could definitely be something that to where he misses a few games. Yeah, it just looked really awkward right there when he was driving the basket. It looked like he just landed on one of the shoes. His ankle rolled when he was coming down. So it was basically just a whole awkward thing. So maybe just, I'm not sure. Just hopefully this isn't a sprain of any type of sorts with the ankle or even the foot. So that's just something that's really concerning looking forward with Tyrese Maxey, especially, like I said, when you don't have James Harden and you don't have Tobias Harris for this game. So that's something. But you do got to give it up to the guys that did step up in this game regardless. Joel Embiid basically taking control of everything. And then you look at the rest of everyone. House off the bench, basically into the starting rotation for Tobias Harris. He had 9 points in 31 minutes. But D'Anthony Melton got into the starting rotation as well, played 36 minutes. He had 10 points, 2 of 3 from 3, 3 of 8 from the field in total. But basically, if you're looking at these bench guys, Niang and Shake Milton, they really took a load there. And, they stepped up. And that's basically, something that's really positive looking at that front. They stepped up. And we all know, like, during the course of the year, Niang is going to have his situations during the season where he goes on a hot streak, where he's just, he's lights out from beyond the arc. That's basically all it is. We got those glimpses of that last season. It came to a halt when getting into the playoffs, but we know what Georges Niang is at this point. He's going to have his hot streaks off the bench. He's going to have his cold streaks off the bench. And we basically know what Shake Milton is, but it was nice to see those guys step up and help Joel Embiid out in basically that fourth quarter. But basically that fourth quarter, I believe, was all Joel Embiid. It was basically neck and neck throughout the entire thing. The Sixers get the lead, and Joel Embiid's doing his thing, getting those blocks, taking those step-back jumpers from right beyond the baseline. So it's really nice to see, overall, just a nice convincing win, especially when you had to handle the adversity of, a lot of the injuries coming into this game, especially against a really good team in the Milwaukee Bucks, who have only lost 3 games coming into this. This is their 4th loss of the season. So that's very nice to see. Like I said, it also does help when Giannis sucks. I believe he shot like just above 20% from the free throw line. So that really helped you tonight. And it was also pretty funny to see that after the game, he went back out there on the court just to continue taking those shots from beyond from the free throw line. So it was kind of funny to see that a little bit, that Giannis struggled that much all day. So, like I said, pretty solid stuff right there overall. I just want to see some other stuff from this game too. Just basically overall, solid victory. And I do see some comments right here from Brian. How you doing, man? When is Harden coming back? I honestly have no idea. He got injured a couple of weeks ago. The last thing I saw that he was starting to take his jump shot, so maybe it's more like a couple of week type of process with him. Just hopefully this thing with Tyrese is only like a couple of day thing. Hopefully this is not something that's going to linger on or to where he's out multiple weeks at this point, because he was really good in that first half, and that's something that, really hurt you going in towards the end of the game. But still, like I said, when you have Joel Embiid taking over the game, and then you have those other backup, role guys, Niang and Melton doing their thing. Melton does a little bit of his thing as well. And you got yourself a nice victory. But if you look at the Bucks side, Giannis had 25 points, Portis had 21. But then if the Bucks are also dealing with their, share of injuries as well. Holiday off at the bench had 10 points. Who else? Really, no one else from the Bucks side. Like, they had a really rough night shooting it, 38% from the free throw line. Basically, majority of that was from Giannis. They shot 33% from 3, 45% in total from the field. They battled tonight. Sixers battled, and they got themselves a good victory. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. In the end of the day, you dealt with the injuries. You found a way to get a win. And now you just basically got to, go through it, and you got a game tomorrow. So I'm not sure how all that's going to work. Most likely Maxey is not going to be playing tomorrow. That's what I would assume at this point. I'm not sure anything about Tobias Harris. That's the one thing I do want to see here, just to see if anything, is updated for him for tomorrow, hopefully. So, okay, look, with left hip soreness, so I'm not even sure if he's going to be even, playing in tomorrow's game. That's most likely going to be a game time type of decision from Doc Rivers for tomorrow's game against Minnesota. So, you got a 7-8 team in Minnesota coming in here tomorrow. Got yourselves a nice victory right here. Most likely, like I said, I don't expect Tyrese Maxey to be playing tomorrow. Like I said, he's getting an MRI from like what Doc Rivers just said. So we don't know anything about Tobias Harris right now. Most likely that's going to be another game time decision type of thing. So we gotta basically wait and see what happens here. But you got yourself a nice win. It's all that matters at that point. All that matters. And you found a way, I guess it was I can't stop thinking about Giannis sucking that much from the free throw line. It was kind of funny there. And especially like when every instance that you get with the Sixers, Chick-fil-A sponsor thing with the free throw misses in the second half, it's basically the same thing. It's the Frosty thing from the past couple of years. All the fans get in your ear, like they get ridiculously loud because they want, the free Chick-fil-A nuggets and all that stuff. So that was just kind of a funny thing to see right there. So hopefully that's something that we got to wait and see. So who knows? Who knows at this point? Do you think this team is good enough to make the playoffs? I think they'll eventually come into their own, but right now they're dealing with the injury bug, and they got to find a way to overcome it. Joel Embiid was off and on to start the year with the injury, with some illnesses and all that stuff. Looks like he's starting to come back into his own a little bit here to get back into that, Joel Embiid that we all know and love. James Harden, hopefully, he comes back and plays the same way that he was at the beginning of the year. Hopefully that doesn't hinder anything because he had such, a good offseason trying to get back into shape, get prepared for this year. And he came out to start the season with a bang, and sadly he got injured. So hopefully when he eventually comes back, he can hopefully be at 100%, and hopefully this thing with Tyrese Maxey just isn't too serious. That's something that will really suck for this team if you lose Tyrese Maxey for an extended period of time. But every team has to deal with that situation. You just got to find your ways to overcome it. If Maxey can't play for a while, do you think they'll bring up someone from the D-League to take his place for a little bit? I'm not entirely sure on that standpoint. They'll probably just get a bench guy to maybe, take a little bit of that, spot from him. Like, say, if Tobias plays tomorrow, most likely D'Anthony Melton will be in that position for Maxey. That's what I would assume at this point. So, basically, it's a day-by-day process. So, we just got to wait and figure it out overall. We're talking about basketball right now, but I have a question, something else, if you don't mind me asking. Will Bryce Harper be ready for next season? Yeah, Bryce. He won't be ready to start it if he's getting this Tommy John surgery, even though we don't know the extent of it. Most likely the surgery, he'll be back by like June, like late May, June. At that point, that's the timetable for everything Bryce Harper related. So, yeah. Good win by the Sixers. Now let's see if you can get another win tomorrow. You're going to be hindered again with the injuries now with Maxey, and we still don't know what Tobias Harris is going to be playing tomorrow. So it's going to be a lot of stuff here for Joel Embiid, basically to carry the team on his back. Is George Niang going to have another night like he did tonight? I have no idea. Is Shake Milton going to be the same as he was tonight? I have no idea. Basically, it's a wait-and-see process. So we'll see, and we will find out. So it's going to do it for this recap, everyone. Thank you for joining, as always. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description below. Painted Lines, BrodesMedia. I recommend all of that. Same thing with hitting the subscribe button. It goes a very long way. It does me a great deal. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Use it towards anything you can think of, concerts, sporting events. Great deal. Don't pass it up.